Welcome to the second part of the Golden Empire's history. In the last part, we talked about the Altam and the early history, and now in this part, we're going to talk about the history on Abexilis and how the Golden Empire rose on the continent of Tiberia till its almost destruction. So, we're going to start with the part of the migration. So, when the Golden Empire migrated from Altam to Abexilis, not many came with them. Like, only the main players like Crucio, Destroyer, Chris and Lux and Paul Panzer, of course, which were like the lead players, and they migrated to Tiberia because of Zandaria, as they told them settle near us. And because of that, Paul tried to look for a nice place, so he traveled down the east coast of Tiberia when he stumbled on a peninsula which he thought would be empty. Though the land wasn't empty, and the neighboring empire Nalta threatened the Golden Empire with war and forced them to leave. Though the Golden Empire got a deal where they would get 40k from Nalta and the support to settle in a nearby area on the Kuva Peninsula. So Paul Panzer and the remaining people went on another voyage south, where they settled on the western savannah of this peninsula, where now the modern capital of the empire stands. There Paul founded the city of Goldene, and later Christoph founded the swampy city of Gildenberg in the swamps. And later, they even expanded furthermore, with Chester founding the city of Sicken and XX Destroyer being sent into the forest to found the city of Golden Horde. In the beginning, they were very scared of neighboring nations, as many seemingly big nations had claimed the area, though in reality most of the nations were very small and hadn't any backup for these areas. Because of this weak situation in this area, most nations couldn't afford to claim this area or didn't want to. So Goldene rapidly expanded, founding more towns. Because of their claiming land method, Goldene could trick some neighboring towns like New Epsilon into joining them with war threats and smart diplomacy. Through that, the player Celons joined the empire, which will play later a huge role in his town New Epsilon. The surrounding nations like Ostea, the Socialist Republic, Solunari, and Lennox weren't very happy about this rapid expansion, many filing complaints or war threats. But somehow Paul managed to unite all these states under the name of a union. He formed the Union of Southern Tiberia with him as a monarch, which was crazy considering that most of these states were communist or socialist. With that, Paul united most of the peninsula, and then his real plans slowly began. He merged one of his towns with one of the communist towns, forming another state in this union, the state of Diacron. Through that, he weakened the communists, which only had one town left. The Southern Socialist Republic was slowly going inactive, with Paul claim couping their lands. With that, the Golden Kingdom made up most of this union, then forcing the other two states to join it. Because of Crucio, the state then renamed itself into the Golden Kingdom, as he made a document where most of the citizens signed, and with them demanding the rebirth of the Golden Kingdom. Through that, many new people joined the Golden Kingdom as they observed all the resources from the other states. One of these people was Fir Azul, which played a huge role, as he became one of the sons of Paul, studying a lot of lore for the kingdom, writing it, and becoming a true patriot of the Golden Kingdom. And he started like 10 Kubrick attempts, but we are forgetting them. With that, a period of stability came as the Golden Kingdom grew steadily and very peacefully, with many people joining, and the nation had a massive population boom from 60 people on Discord to 150. Because of this peaceful stability, Paul went bored and started a massive colonial empire, going out, jamming nations, asking them if they want to vassalize under them. So with that, Paul managed to get a load of vessels, like the nation of Itze, which will play a huge role. Though in the beginning, this colonial empire was very peacefully, as Paul just wanted to do some map painting. These peaceful times will change though with the arrival of new players, one of them being Mutton and Alrosiant, which will rise to prominent and almost destroying half of the nation. In the beginning, both players were very friendly and helpful, with Mutton building large parts of Golden Horde and developing it, recruiting many people. In the beginning, most people trusted him, and that's why he rose to prominent and gained more power. When he had enough power, he just went and found his town on the southern part of the Kuva Peninsula in the area which was under Arisi control. Then he asked to join the Golden Empire, and Paul foolishly accepted this. With that, Mutton Squeak became his own lord of the nation and had his own town, called Gestalia. With that, the Duchy of Mesembra was founded. Around the same time, Golden gained independence from the overlords on Daria after 1 year of vassalship with them. But back to the topic with Mutton. So, Mutton squatted on the Aristides land of the Empire of Aristios, led by Echo. So at the time, both nations didn't have really contact with each other. Through this, Echo and Paul got in contact and formed for a short period the Golden Kingdom of Aristios, which was a merge between two nations, getting Aristi lore into Golden, which is still playing a huge part in its current lore and history. Echo even adopted Paul as his son, starting the Enolea branch in Golden. With that, Paul became Paulus Goldtragen Enolea, though the merge failed as Echo got banned for some serious stuff. But yeah, he's unbanned now. But yeah, the nation went to Kao, which was a leader of Zaria, and the nation vassalized under Zaria. And Golden and Zaria weren't very friendly at the time. That's why Golden left this merge. Because of that, a huge period of war between Zaria, Golden, and like the whole continent of Tiberia started, but you can find this on the YouTube channel of Stony, because he did a great video about it. I will link it in the comments. Because Stony did a video on this huge war, I will not mention it a lot, so we will just skip to the end of the war. Syria lost, and yet Golden somehow even also lost because of its huge payments and spending in the war. Golden was pretty much broke and devastated of the war. And to all of that, there was internal unrest, with Elro coping Diacron and forming his own duchy Diaroi, and Mutton trying to forcefully expand in the Golden Kingdom, expanding his influence. So luckily both people hated each other, so Elroy and Mutton constantly beefed each other. This went so far that there was an internal war between Mesembra and Diaroi. Somehow Paul had no control over it because, well, he was kind of burned out because of the Tiberian War and just wanted to be left alone, so he kind of let it happen. It was a huge mistake from him. This conflict internally also attacked a lot of like other players which weren't as much in this lore background. For example, Xyz Destroyer, who was the neighboring duke, which lost a lot of his land because both duchies tried to take a lot of his claims, which started even more internal unrest. Because of that, more people teamed up against Elroy. Destroyer, Mutton, and Wolf all teamed up against Elroy and somehow managed to outsmart him. They claim couped one of his claims and then harassed him so much that he agreed to sell the claim back to Silons, the previous owner of Diacron. Through that, Golden was in a bit of shambles because Elroy had destroyed huge parts of Diacron, and Mutton even became more powerful, with even trying to integrate Diacron now into Mesembra, but Paul intervened and stopped his actions, as he feared a too strong Mesembra. But because of all this internal unrest, Paul was completely burned out and officially quit, giving the nation to Verge. So yeah, Verge basically got a broken down state in total internal war, in depth, with no army to use. I will talk about the Dark Ages of Golden in the next video, and this is the end of the video. It's a bit rushed because I didn't want to do so much details because there's a lot happening on the side, and I'm sorry that I didn't mention so many people so direct or only mention them short, but yeah. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you want to play the server, join Stoneworks. I will link the Discord in the description.